City on a partly cloudy November Saturday afternoon, and the nation's biggest city is host to the biggest college football game of the day. 8 miles from Manhattan, at one of American sports' legendary venues, Yankee Stadium. Long a part of Notre Dame's one-of-a-kind football history, a new generation of the famed Subway alumni are here to see their Irish. And just like those golden days, the stakes are high. Notre Dame, 2 wins from an undefeated season, with their starting quarterback returning to the lineup today. The opponent feels right at home in New York. As the Orange visit the Big Apple, Syracuse looks to continue their dramatic turnaround season. Couldn't ask for a more familiar or a better setting. Number 3 Notre Dame, number 12 Syracuse at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. And under the famed facade tucked just inside the fair side of the foul pole, we welcome you to Notre Dame football on NBC. You know the deal with the Irish, a perfect 10-4-10 this year, 2 wins from the college football playoff, and they get Ian Book, their quarterback, back after missing last week with a rib injury. They may need him because they may need to score points. Syracuse scores an appropriate 44 points a game. Their offense is humming. It might be one of the tougher challenges for the Notre Dame defense, in part because Eric Dungey, the quarterback, has led a turnaround season that nobody saw coming. The Orange, the highest they've been in the poll in some 2 decades. Can they pull off the upset? We'll ask Heisman Trophy winner Doug Flutie when he and Catherine Tappan join me just before kickoff. But first, a little baseball theme to get us down just outside the dugout for the U.S. Bank NBC Sports Report with Liam McHugh and Chris Sims. Liam.
Mike, thanks so much. All right, Yankee Stadium, a place where playoffs are the expectation, and now we have a college football game with playoff implications, and a place that inspired a young Chris Sims to wear number 2.
I'm a huge Yankees fan. There's no denying that. Number 2, Derek Jeter. I'm in high school. He was kind of a big deal. That's why I went with that for my career.
All right, you circled this game on your calendar because of the venue, but let's face it, it is significant because of the stakes, because of the matchup. A look around the top 10 right now. This is expected to be a relatively light week. Alabama actually struggled early against Citadel, but pulling away. You look down at the bottom, Ohio State right now. Looks like Maryland trying to pull the upset, but let's face it, Mike put it best. This is clearly the best game of the week, and it is a godsend to football fans here in the New York area who have been enduring a depressing professional season with the Jets and the Giants. Odell Beckham, he still seems to think that the Giants can make the playoffs, but I think Notre Dame's chances a little bit better at this point. And Ian Book back in the mix. Notre Dame offense, what else makes them go?
Well, I think Ian Book, we know how special he is to the Notre Dame pass game. The thing I like about this Notre Dame offense is the running back, Dexter Williams, and the big plays he can bring. He's got phenomenal vision. He rarely misses a hole. And when he does see a hole, the thing that makes Dexter Williams so special is his acceleration. His ability to get up to top speed and really 1 or 2 steps, that is the big deal, and why sometimes it's not a 10-yard run, but instead of 60 and 70-yard touchdown, he brings a special element to this Notre Dame offense.
On the other side, Syracuse, this will be the most prolific offense that Notre Dame has gone against. Eric Dungey, the best quarterback they've gone against?
I don't think there's any doubt about that. Dungey is a big physical presence at the quarterback position. He's fearless in the pocket with some of his decision-making. He's fearless with people around him. He will hang in there and make big throws. And I think the other thing that he brings that's special is his power element. Think of Tim Tebow. Think of a Cam Newton. When he tucks the ball and runs, his ability to run over linebackers, safeties, whoever it may be, he brings a physical element to this spread offense that Syracuse has.
Some pretty big-time comparisons right there. All right, we're 700 miles east of South Bend still. It is a home game for the Irish, and Catherine Tappan is by their locker room.
Yes, Liam, a home game means that the Irish are inside the Yankees clubhouse, and you can see their sign, do your job. The Yankees see this sign on the way to the field every single game. Notre Dame doesn't travel without this traveling play like a champion today sign. The Irish will come into these steps right next to the Yankee clubhouse on my right. They will come up these stairs to this iconic stadium where there's a football field, Liam, and this is where they're going to face the number 12 Syracuse Orange today.
Catherine, thanks so much. This year, the Yankees broke Major League Baseball's record for home runs of the season, and today we've got 2 high-powered offenses squaring off.
This has been the U.S. Bank NBC Sports Report.
Hi, I'm Steve Carell, and I'm hosting SNL with... I feel like it's going to be a lot of energy just being in New York Yankee Stadium.
Touchdown!
This will be my first time going to New York.
He is Mr. November!
Derek Jeter, he's like one of the greats.
I grew up thinking I would play Major League Baseball, so to be playing football in one of the premier Major League Baseball stadiums is pretty sweet.
At a blink of an eye, play that game, and then afterwards be like, oh my God, I played at Yankee Stadium.
The goal at Notre Dame is to win a national championship. Wherever they put the ball down, we'll be ready to play.
And it's been all across the country. The Irish have played in Evanston, just outside of Chicago. They go to California next week again, and it's New York today. Welcome back to Yankee Stadium here in the Bronx. When the new stadium opened in '09, the first football game was the following year. It was Notre Dame in 2010 when they played Army. Only fitting, there's so much Notre Dame football history at Yankee Stadium, going back to the famous meetings with Army, highlighted by a game of the century back in the 40s. Both these teams, Syracuse and Notre Dame, have played in the annual bowl game here, the Pinstripe Bowl, so they are familiar with the setting. The last two times they've met, it's been in the metro area on the other side of the Hudson in New Jersey. They've played at MetLife Stadium. Those were Syracuse home games. This is an Irish home game. It's a predominant Notre Dame crowd, and here come the Pinstriped Irish. What a cool shot. So odd for Brian Kelly. He's a lifelong Red Sox fan, but he's very happy to be part of the home team here at Yankee Stadium today, and he's thrilled to have Ian Book back at quarterback, undefeated in his first 7 starts, even though only 2 of them have come in South Bend. Most of his work away from the house that Rockne built. The old house that Ruth built, the old Yankee Stadium, comes a team who played the very first college football game at the old Yankee Stadium back in the early 20s. They come here, their best season now in 2 decades. It's a 250-mile drive from the Carrier Dome in Syracuse to Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Some of their fans have made it, but they are the road team today as the Syracuse Orange gets set to come out of the third base visitors dugout here at Yankee Stadium. And the Orange take the field. Incredible, improbable turnaround season. 4 wins each of the first 2 years for Dino Babers. 8-2, 12th in the nation. His super fast offense run by senior Eric Dungy, who holds or shares 16 Syracuse records. All right, down to the sideline, and a good afternoon again to Catherine Tappan.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. Coach, you bring your undefeated Irish to this iconic stadium to face a tough opponent in number 12, Syracuse. How did you prepare your team for both the atmosphere and the expectations here today?
Well, I mean, we're playing a good football team, so they've got a plan. You know, they're going to have to execute it against a really good team, but, you know, we do some things offensively that we're going to have to execute as well. We're going to get a lot of possessions today. We're going to have to play really well defensively. And in the special teams, it's going to be really big today. So all 3 phases will come in. They're a good football team. You know, we know that. But I think, you know, execution late in November, big players got to step up. So look for the big players to step up today.
What is one of the biggest challenges you face with that tough offense on the other side of the field?
Well, they've got great balance, and they got a veteran quarterback. So anytime you got a veteran quarterback, you got a chance.
All right, Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mike?
All right, Tap, thank you. With the Heisman Trophy winner Doug Flutie at this great setting here. Look at our spot down the right field line at Yankee Stadium. Doug, welcome to Yankee Stadium. What do you sense about this place as you were on the field before?
It's pretty cool walking in. I mean, my head's on a swivel. I looked at every picture, read every plaque. We went to Monument
Park over there.
Monument Park. I'm getting a picture with Babe Ruth over there. I threw a baseball in Yankee Stadium. Pretty cool.
It's a special setting for the players. The football game is important, and Ian Book being back for Notre Dame, very significant. What does it do to the Irish offense?
It just makes him more efficient. You know, he's so accurate with the football, balls out on time, makes good decisions. He's more athletic than people realize. He is a little banged up. The whole playbook is going to be open for him, but it'll be interesting to see if he's running the football a lot today.
Tell everybody about the Syracuse offense. 44 points a game. Dungy runs it. What do you see when you see it?
He's accurate with the football, but he's a competitor. He runs hard. He's physical. The word that gets tossed around is fearless all the time, and his teammates love him for him. He's got a lot of weapons. over 10,000 career yards from scrimmage, and he's a winner.
Eric Dungy and the Syracuse team played at Clemson earlier in the season. They lost by 4, but they opened eyes in that game that they could hang with some of the best teams in the country. After that, they lost to Pittsburgh, have not lost since. They've won 4 in a row. The Irish haven't lost all year, including the toss. They won the toss and will receive. Sterling Hofricker is part of an outstanding special teams unit for Syracuse that Brian Kelly alluded to earlier. And he will send it on this 47-degree afternoon with the wind moving left to right as you watch. Michael Young back deep to receive for the Irish without the golden helmets, which looks so odd, but it's a special uniform for a special day. Best game of the day, Yankee Stadium. Doesn't get any better than this, and off we go from the South Bronx. It'll be Chris Fink a yard deep, and he was back with Young. He'll take it. And the Irish will take it out of the 25-yard line. They have run it effectively with Dexter Williams. His speed has been a difference maker in the backfield off a career-high 202 yards against Florida State. When Notre Dame's best offensive lineman, Alex Bars, was injured, there was concern. Aaron Banks, a sophomore, has moved in at guard. He's been fantastic next to Sam Mustapha. They support Ian Book, the quarterback who returns to the Irish lineup as they start at their own 25 to get things going. On first down, Book out of his hands right away to Miles Boykin with the catch and a gain of about 10. Book returns. He's going to be a yard shy of the first down on that throw, but so many of his accurate passes move the chains for the Irish. Doug leading the country in completion percentage.
It's like a layup for him. If you have off coverage and the timing of the throw is on time, he's flawless.
People move the ball in this Syracuse defense. They force a lot of turnovers. Book gets the first down to Alize Mack, tackled by Ryan Guthrie, the active middle linebacker for the Orange. Mack coming off a 2-touchdown game. Guthrie has been an on-field, every play quarterback of the Syracuse defense this year. First and 10 from the 36. It is Book with time. He'll escape and run and duck out of bounds quickly. I'm sure Dougie's going to avoid taking any hits in the running game if possible today.
Yeah, any unnecessary hits he will avoid, get down, get out of bounds. But he is an athlete. He'll extend plays with his feet. But it's all those little timing throws, and the short passing game is so efficient. As a play caller, you're not afraid to throw the ball on early downs because he's going to keep you in good down and distance.
No designed runs called yet after that scramble. Here's the first one with Williams to the left. Good pull by the offensive line, and Dexter Williams gets a first down out. It's called to the 47-yard line before Alton Robinson made the Syracuse tackle.
Left side of the line, even pulling your center, Sam Mustapha, coming out and around. The left side of the line has been surprisingly strong this year, even though they're inexperienced. Alex Bars at left guard, their most experienced lineman out. They've done a fantastic job.
Placing 2 top 9 NFL picks on the left side of that line. For the 47, a little trouble at the mesh point there, and Williams will be stopped for a loss of maybe 3 yards. McKinley Williams in there, the nose tackle for the Orange, on the tackle.
McKinley Williams right in here, fights off a double team and gets backdoor on it to make the tackle on the backfield. Heck of a play.
Syracuse defense that gives up a lot of yards. They are 97th out of the 129 teams in the country. Second and 13. Book's first look wasn't there. He is pressured and completes it. Good job to find the open receiver in Alize Mack. Andre Sisco made the tackle for the Orange. We'll have 3rd and about 7 coming up.
It's one of the first times I've actually seen Book get a little bit fooled. They lined up in press coverage. He didn't think the hitch was going to be there, but the corner bailed, and he held on the ball a little bit, moved around, still finds a completion.
Mentioned Notre Dame home game. Syracuse an allotment of 5,000 tickets, most of them down this end behind the Notre Dame offense. You'll be hearing them during the afternoon, plus the others that bought tickets on their own. 3rd and 7, and Book fires, broken up. Coverage by Christopher Frederick, knocks it away. So after a couple of first downs, the Irish will be forced to punt.
Great job by Frederick. Press one-on-one coverage all over the field, stays right on him, gets a right arm in there to knock it down. That's getting your hands on the receiver and not being afraid of the guy running by you. Trust your own speed, play him tough, knows where the sticks are. Great defensive play.
Tyler Newsome back to kick it away for the Irish. Newsome 13th in the country in punting average. Syracuse a good special teams group, and Akeem Johnson back for the fair catch until they could at the 16-yard line. The senior Eric Dungy and the Orange. Fast-paced offense on the field at Yankee Stadium. When do you come back? At Yankee Stadium and look at some of the Notre Dame and Syracuse players when they were kids, when they were baseball players, including Ian Book, who had a brief but very good baseball career. He then transitioned to lacrosse after he had enough with baseball, and then football, of course, continued on, and with good reason. 6-0 as the Irish starter. It's a neat experience for the players. As we mentioned, here was their first look at Yankee Stadium about 3 hours or so ago. Neither team walked through here at Yankee Stadium yesterday, so great chance for the specialists for the Irish and all the players to get a peek, get a look, bust a little move. And the Q's kids, even though they are 4 hours away, for a lot of them, the first chance to be in one of the most famous stadiums in the world. Yankee Stadium in the Bronx just sounds like a special place, and it is. Football's so much a part of the history of this stadium as well. Dungy, the Orange offense are off, and Dungy's on the run to the 22-yard line to pick up a 5 on first down. For Eric Dungy, the senior from Lake Oswego, Oregon, is just south of Portland. He's 2,500 miles from home and playing good. That pass deflected by Khalid Kareem and is incomplete. Good job by the Irish junior defensive end to take away Doug, one of those passes important to this offense.
Great job at just getting upfield and getting the ball in the passing lane. That was darn close to being a lateral.
Cody Conway, the tackle, did not hit him and gave Kareem a free chance to get in there and use his athleticism.
I'm surprised that more people don't try to cut those throws off, whether it's in a strong safety position or an outside linebacker position, to try to get in that passing lane and have an opportunity to tip the ball like that. And that might have been a backwards pass.
Choose not to look at it. 3rd and 6. Notre Dame brings pressure, and Dungy's pass is incomplete. Had to get rid of it quick, looking for Sean Riley, his leading receiver, over the middle. And the Orange go 3 and out to open the game, and Notre Dame continues its good starts on defense to begin games this year.
Little zone blitz, bringing it from one side, dropping the nose guard out. Jerry Tillery got in the passing lane. Little confused, unsure of what he's seeing on that blitz. You're bringing it from one side and dropping people out.
Chris Fink back. Sterling Hofricker has been a very good kicker this year for the Orange, kicking with the wind and a good boot here. Fink doesn't really get away. And it just stops there in the wind at the 45-yard line, and the Irish will take over there. Just 34 yards on the kick, so not as good as the first look for Hofrichter. Short field for the Irish offense. Here's the Orange defense trying to stop them. Strength is up front. Coleman and Robinson, the top sack duo in the ACC. Kylan Whitner, very similar to Drew Tranquil of the Irish, lauded for his off-field work. A former DB who's become a very good linebacker. We already heard from Andre Cisco, the true freshman, standout this season. 5 interceptions. Mentioned Syracuse, there's 25 turnovers. Book on the give up the middle to Dexter Williams, and he goes nowhere. Doug, this Syracuse defensive front will be huge in this game, trying to stop the Irish running attack.
That's the strength of this defense. Their defensive ends in pass rush, their inside guys as run stoppers, taking up double teams. They need to stop the run game first. That's an emphasis.
Notre Dame ran it last week against Florida State for 365 yards. And a false start here.
False start. Number 72, offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Stuart Mullins, the ACC crew heard from for the first time. Robert Hainsey, the right tackle, the guilty party.
Well, that gets you out of down and distance. Just stuffed on the first down run, then a 5-yard penalty, so 2nd and 15 rather than being in those manageable situations.
From the 40, Book looked up quick, fires to Boykin. Held on, gave a set up, dropped it. They had it at first, but then could not secure it as he brought it up to his body.
That's fresh. With the hand and yanks it out.